Good evening. Welcome once again on the Hard Talk program at We Are Uganda. I welcome you on the Hard Talk with two gentlemen right over here with me. Throughout this week, we have a lot has happened, including the detention of the Nakaseke MP, Honorable Rutamaguzi Semakula, the close of the Naguru Police Head Office due to COVID-19, the visitation of Bob Wine to the Prince Kasim Nachibingo, and the hearing of Bob Wine radio show brokered in Mbale. All these bring us to the topic of today. The topics that we are going to be discussing today, the achievements done by the NRM in the past 35 years. I welcome you, and I have two gentlemen. I will let them introduce themselves as we continue as a program. Thank you so much. I will start with you right over here.
My name, I'm called Katende Chikuchajira. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Mr. Katende Chikuchajira. Right over here, I have a new face in the studio, and I hope he will be more and more marvelous today. Mr. Can you introduce yourself? Thank you so much.
Thank you, moderator. I'm so delighted to be here, and I really thank you for inviting me. My name is Oribitunga and I wish the all listeners to pay attention to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Oribitunga Yona. We welcome you on today's session, and we are so much glad to have you and your visitation today. The topic today, we are seeing a lot going on through the NRM. We are seeing how the Jim Mwezi recently said that he's the one that will bring change in the youth. But NRM has been in the parliament for more than 34 years, close to 4 decades. So I will start with you, Mr. Here. NRM has been in the leadership of Uganda for more than 35 years ago. So how do you think, or how do you assess the information or the deeds that are done by the NRM during the course of their service delivery? Thank you so much.
Thank you, moderator. Our dear listeners, as the moderator has already put across one of the questions that we're going to discuss, which is about checking the achievements of NRM. As like any other leader who obtains office, encounters achievements and weakness. But when you look at the 35 years, to me, I can call it is a mess, due to the fact that when you look at the issues appertaining the development of our country, Uganda today, everything, it has gone back to the days when NRM came to power. You see, what we see now, we have a problem of unemployment whereby it is at 83%. It's unless someone comes to me and start explaining. I know my friend, my colleague here, will have reasons to explain why why unemployment is at 85%, it is 75% in the youth. So they will have this and this to explain. At the end of the day, the issue will not be solved. So to me, the NRM as a country, as a party, it has failed. You see, NRM, it took power through the guns, and all Ugandans have been waiting to see how the president who went in the bush for 5 years, how he's gonna transfer power to another person in a peaceful way. But now what we are seeing, the president, when it comes for time for him to go, is twisting things. If I started with age limit, term limit, after that,
Katende,
they came
we
with
are assessing the achievements of the NRM, not NRM going out of the power. Thank you so much.
I think you've not understand my point.
Yes.
My point is, actually, we are seeing a president who came in power through the gun, through the boat, right? So, if the president fails to transfer power, because the issues that tempted him to go in the bush to fight is to fight those leaders who overstay in power, right? And we wish to see a Uganda that where the president transfer power through in a peaceful way, through an election, but whatever election that we've had in the past years, the courts of law, they have been announcing that the votes were rigged, and actually we have been seeing the judges, they have been compromising even themselves, whereby you see if it's a team of 7 judges, you see 4 they are saying no, we should not repeat the elections. The 3 they are saying no, we should repeat. But after that, before they come to that, they all believe that the votes were rigged. You understand? So it's also another failure, whereby the president failing to transfer power in the peaceful way to another person. That's what those are the reason why he went in the bush. The moment the president,
he is planning in the future to transfer, or he's training someone.
Okay, but for someone,
yes,
can I interject?
For someone who has been in power for 35 years, and again he wants again, so you want him to plan for that when he's 80 or when he's 90 years, and
Mr. Katende, Mr. Oribitunga had a supplement or like comment. Yeah, he.
It's not me to allow him. It is you to allow him. But for me, I can continue with my discussion.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator and my colleague. I want to correct something from what he has just said. The thing is not NRM, or we are talking about Uganda at large and what the achievements. I don't know if you are discussing failures or achievement. The question was achievement. So I don't know which way you are.
We are not discussing the achievements of Uganda. We are discussing achievements of the party which is in power for 35 years.
It is,
and it is the one leading Uganda. We are not discussing about Uganda. Uganda is not a party.
What I can tell you is Museveni is not going to leave power because there is what we call multi-party dispensation. I am sure you remember that in 2005 they brought a new wave called multi-party dispensation. If NRM decides to bring Museveni on board as their leader, then you will not say that Museveni.
Okay, thank you for your information.
Wait.
Thank you for your information. Okay, thank you for your information. I actually, on that I cannot agree with you 100% that Museveni is not going to leave power. If you are a youth and you are thinking about in that way because of political dispensation, then you are living on maybe on another planet. But in the world where we expect some kind of development, it doesn't require you to be in power because there is a political dispensation. You have to come a point to serve, and also you let others also to serve. You know, we are the leaders of today, or I mean tomorrow. If you are a youth now and you are saying Museveni is not going to leave power, And then
No, don't attach yourself on one point.
my
Discuss
point
what
was
you're
clear.
supposed to discuss
My point
and-
was
and-
clear. Can
give
you
the-
protect me from him? My point was
Mr.
clear.
Katende, you have few minutes remaining,
Yes,
please.
my point was clear that we expect the president to transfer power in the peaceful way, not even to wait that if he wins, he should be in the power. We've seen presidents like Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, we've seen Kwame Nkrumah, we've seen a lot of presidents.
Kwame Nkrumah did not leave
The
power.
people were even still like them, but they decided to
Kwame
stay.
Nkrumah did not retire.
When you see like when you see like US, when you look at Barack Obama, the people liked him, and he could also try to change the constitution.
Thank you so much.
So him
Mr.
to be
Katende,
in
you
power.
have 1 point, please.
Yes, I'm going to add on.
Yes, yes.
But because of they respect their constitution, that's why they say no, enough is enough. And another issue, the president has failed to develop the country in very many aspects. You see, in matters concerning with the roads, he has constructed 6,000 roads in the 35 years. But we are seeing Kikwete of Tanzania came in power for 10 years and he constructed 20,000 roads. You see the difference. And again, we are seeing the balance of trade. It has the poor balance of trade. It has affected our country, whereby there is inflation, there is also unemployment in the country, whereby the imports are higher than the exports. The exports are at 18%, and the imports are at 32%. So if you are fighting about unemployment and you seem to have such a kind of trend, don't expect any development.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Katende. We are very happy for your discussion, and I think everybody out there is listening. I wanna send my regards to Mr. Jimmy behind the cameras, Alhaj Neila. My regards to you, sir. I salute you, and I'm sending my best regards to you. Everyone who is watching, you're doing a very great work, and it's really good work for supporting us in everything that you're doing, either subscribing or following us on all the social media platforms. I want to turn the topic to this side. Mr. Oribitunga, we have seen Museveni since 1985. He's been in power after the Bush War, the NRA, later NRM, that took over the power. So this government have been in power since then up to now. So we want you to assess or give us the things that the government has put in place that can be the stronghold to let it stay in power. Thank you so much.
Thank you, moderator.
From you.
If you don't remember very well, if you don't research about the history of these countries, sometimes we mess up with some of these discussions. Tanzania has never been in any war. He's comparing Tanzania with Uganda. Tanzania, by then, what was done in Tanzania, it stayed intact. Uganda has been dealing with so many insurgencies, even after post-Museveni and pre-Museveni. We have seen so many things there happening in Eastern, in Northern. We have he has dealt with the rebels in Kasese up to now. So, if you are
Yes,
talking
please.
of
He's having an information.
My colleague is talking about wars. Rwanda had wars, and it got its independence. Was it
which war was that? Which war?
It was a genocide.
The genocide. That was an internal war.
How many people died in Rwanda? How many?
We have not seen a rebel group attacking Rwanda like they have been attacking Uganda.
So for you, the genocide,
I am telling
it is
you,
smaller than the war.
Maintaining that
Rwanda, it has started its development
in a country is also an
20 years ago.
All right.
If you,
Mr. Oribitunga,
Uganda has been on the helm.
If you
thank you so much, Mr.
if you
Katende.
continue
Thank
saying
you so
it was,
Mr. Katende.
you reach
Mr.
50 years.
I am trying to drive
proceed?
the point. If you could allow me to
Can
say
you
out
proceed,
my
please?
point.
Thank you
First
so much.
of all, Uganda has really succeeded in defending its territories under this regime. There is no doubt, there is no question about it. And we have seen what happened before that.
Mr. Oribitunga, allow me ask you one question.
Yes.
You're saying that Uganda has managed to protect its territories when of recently a 21-year-old boy has been caught on the borders of Rwanda.
No, not on the borders. Not on the borders.
2 months,
if you had
two people were killed on the border of Rwanda and Uganda. So where is the security by the government? You're saying that it has tried to protect its territories, which means that they would have stopped, or they would have at least given security to those people. What do you say about that?
We have no powers in Rwanda. If someone crosses to Rwanda, we have no powers in Rwanda other than these two countries sit and negotiate. Two, this person was killed in Rwanda, not on the border, if you have been following this. So if someone, and the government has actually sent a very big warning to Ugandans, telling them, please don't cross to Rwanda until we told you to do so.
But still, if someone is your neighbor, you know the community, they will not hear from what you're saying. But
if you cannot hear what the government is saying, what do you expect?
It is the role of the government to protect its people.
It is the law, and if Rwanda RPF of Rwanda, if you had crossed Uganda and killed you from Uganda, then we would blame the UPDF and the army and the Ugandan army. But we see this person actually he was following.
Maybe they were killing in Uganda.
He was escorting his friends who were going back to Rwanda. And he was arrested from there in Rwanda.
You can proceed with the point. Thank you so much.
And you are really. I wanted to tell you the achievements. First of all,
yes.
I talked about security.
Yes.
This country has been peaceful ever since '86. There has been issues there and there, but at least for someone can withdraw his money, can do his business, and go back to his house safely and sleep. For the last 34 years. At least there is a credit on that.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
I think there is security, but there is no peace. Right?
What's the difference between security and peace?
If you don't get a difference...
No, if you tell me there is a difference...
Okay, let me explain to you.
Security
Will you allow me?
No, please. Let him first finish his points.
Ugandans are being killed.
Please,
ladies were being killed even in Wakiso,
Mr. Oribitunga,
Kampala.
can you proceed? Let him first finish.
Is that you call peace?
Security-wise, Uganda has been peaceful. If you consider the records of from then when they took power up to now, and these ladies who have been dying, women, our mothers, really, it is a pity, and no one supports that. And Ugandan government has been at least putting an effort. And if by now we are not seeing those people dying, those women, are they still dying? There is an effort being done. Don't say that women have been dying. Yes, they have been dying, and really there is no one who can stand and say, you know, let these people die. We condemn that on with the strongest terms. No one wishes those people to die. Okay, and the government stood firm and took an action. Those women are no longer dying now. Two,
you also have reason to defend the killing of the people in Kasese.
In Kasese, I think the problem
you have reason to defend that.
Was with the
Mr. Oribitunga, can you proceed with your point, please?
You see, the central government has the role over this country to preside over. If I am telling you your house has a problem, please come out with all your people and I search you, and you refuse to really listen to my point. This was the government. The president got his phone and called this Omumbere of Kasese. Okay, he said, please, you have people that were not getting in that palace. Can you please get out? And we do our part as security. He refused to do that.
For the benefit of time, Mr.
Secondly,
Oribitunga, you have...
I think you are really not fair. You gave him a lot of time. I don't know why you are really treating me like this. But secondly, if you talk of infrastructure, I wanted to talk about infrastructure and agriculture. In 1986, if you talk about, if you look at the production of sugar, maize, and even milk, we're having I think Uganda ordinary had a production of milk at 3 million. Now we are having two billion liters of milk, and Ugandans, they consume 800 million liters. So at least we export this amount. If you get 2 billion liters and you subtract 800 million that Ugandans consume, you can see at least there is a change. You see, now if you talk about the construction of roads, don't think I had my friend comparing to Tanzania and the other one. It is not that you start a road today and you finish it tomorrow. It has a periodic plan. So at least I can tell you that this road was not there and it is now done. Okay, so Uganda is moving forward. If you are really contesting with the current regime, there is democracy. You can stand, contest. If you know the principles of any contest, you go there in the election. If you win, you take it on. There is no one who owns Uganda. Okay, there is. If you really see that Museveni is not taking us anywhere, contest and win him. You will go and go to his farm. You take on. Secondly, if you I was still talking about the roads. We have seen so many road networks that have been constructed.
All right.
Pardon?
You've already talked about roads.
No, which road have I talked about?
What
have I told you about
what have
any
you
road?
been explaining?
I've been talking about the production of sugar, coffee, and milk.
All right, please, can you proceed and finish your point? Then we proceed.
If you have nothing to tell me, please allow me to tell you what I have. So, roads, we have seen so many road networks. For example, the Rukunjiri Mo, it was constructed and it is there. Then we have Kavari Chisoro, it is there. We have Mitiana Fort Potro, it is there. And I think that those are a few examples I can give. And when we talk about electricity, for example, in the other side of ours, where I come from in Western, electricity was only stopping at Kasese. It later came to Bushenyi, and it came to the parts of Mbarara. Those people are now accessing electricity. So if you are talking about the achievements, there are only those who are blind cannot see. But if you want to know the achievements, they are there. And you go to Kapeka nowadays, if you talk about industrialization as one of the key areas that Uganda is now heading to.
Thank you so much, Mr. Oribitunga.
Information?
Yes, please.
You see, if you remove security in the point this my friend has explained, you can find that my friend has nothing that has explained. For example, he has talked about roads, what. But you see,
What that means? There is something I've said.
you see, it's like
How many hectares of milk Uganda was producing?
when we are comparing the
no, you
development.
cannot. You
When
compare
we are
the
comparing
previous and the current.
I've asked
If you are
information. I'm giving him information.
the achievements,
I'm giving
you
him
have to-
information.
No,
Can you
there is
protect
there's
me?
no information that you are
Can
giving.
you protect me?
No, if you are to compare,
let him first.
no, you have to compare the previous and the current.
If you are giving comparisons as far as the development of countries are concerned, you don't have to make a comparison in relation to years. That in this year, now in this year. Okay, when we are talking about Uganda,
Mr. Katende.
If you are giving
Katende.
down,
see, wait.
I just want.
but
I'm explaining. Let me first finish my
Yes.
point. Then you
drive your point from
See.
the records.
see. When we are comparing the development of a country for the 35 years,
And why are
we
you
have to
why are you saying
compare-
35
we have
years?
to compare
That is the record.
Uganda.
Why are you
and
saying 35 years?
The countries in the East African community, because if you look at Uganda alone, it's like you've built a house of one room, which is you've built it with blocks, and then you call it development, because you don't see other neighbors building houses more than you have. You will call it you will call it development.
Well, according to what is
You
development?
understand?
Mr. Katende,
According to what is development?
I think this is contrary to the topic. Our topic
It
was
is
the
very,
achievements
very
of
relevant.
the NRM in
Very
the 35
relevant.
5 years of their power. So I would have expected you to tell me their achievements or what they are afraid
Because
to
he doesn't
achieve.
know, what should he tell you?
You
if
understand?
he doesn't know,
So
yeah.
if you want to relate Uganda and Kenya, that would be a different topic there.
Like, see,
Still, if he wants us to
if you
compare,
are-
we can also
if you
make
are
that
comparing
comparison.
from this year to this year, like even like a baby, you expect
No,
that
if
the
he
baby
wants to know
from
how
this
many-
year
how
to this
many
year,
women die
he will be having
while
this
giving
year.
birth,
You
okay?
understand?
All right,
If
thank
you
you so
want
much.
to, no,
Thank
wait,
you so
wait,
much,
wait.
Mr.
Can I
Oribitunga.
allow me to make
Thank
this
you so
point?
much, Mr.
If you want
Oribitunga.
to know how
Thank you
many
so much.
women die
Order,
giving
please.
birth,
Order.
okay, you
Order.
have to check the previous record and this year.
Order, please.
Because you have to follow that track record.
Order, please, Mr.
You understand?
Oribitunga.
So you cannot make any comparison
Mr. Oribitunga,
without
order.
bringing the previous with
Like
the current.
Mr.
like
Oribitunga, order.
like any other person,
Order,
whether
please.
you are weak
Order, Mr. Katende.
or you are strong.
Even when you are weak,
If
you
you
can
are
measure your
comparing
potential.
from this
Order,
year to
Mr.
this
Katende.
year, you'll have some kind of
Can we have a short commercial break?
achievement.
Can we have break? Thank you so much, our dear listeners. It's hitting over here, but we are going on. I just got some points I have been underlining, and I came up with some few questions that I will be asking the two individuals according to their discussion. I'll start with Mr. Katende. You talked about unemployment, and in the recent, we have seen Uganda, the government of Uganda, in collaboration with NRM, building the industries in Namamve that raised the jobs in Uganda to 2,000, and this may in future reduce if industrialization continues, because I know it is a protocol and it continues to develop. So how do you assess this? Maybe in future, do you see that there is, maybe if industrialization continues?
Okay, thank you, moderator. It's a very good question, but I think the NRM government, this is not the first time that to be in power. He has been in power for 35 years, and if you are also having the confidence that within this year that you've seen them putting up industries, you expect a lot from them, then I don't think so, because they have been saying.
Are you sick
I'm
of
asking
NRM
you a
being in
question.
power, or you are
I'm
answering
asking
the
a
question?
Yes.
If you are sick
I'm
of
answering your
NRM
question
being in power,
because
then you should try
right
other-
from
other
the day
means.
they came in power, they have been coming up saying that we've made these industries.
no longer saying
we've
the
made these
industries are there.
We
The
had
factories are there.
Ginger. We had Ginger. It was an industrial town, but now it's no longer an industrial town. All the industries closed. They brought what they called privatization of industries, and we are saying those so-called Barwana group and relatives and friends of the first family are the one that came and privatized these things. And at the end of the day, the money come in only few people on the expense of the citizens. That's why very many people, they are suffering, and the small group is only enjoying. That's why now you see, like so my friend is so here defending the things he knows.
Mr. Katende. Thank you so much, Mr. Katende. I have one question. Thank you. You have explained that well. I have one question that goes to Mr. Oribitunga. You talked about the security. Actually, I think it was the key, according to the points I have had. But we have seen in the recently the killing of people in Kasese, and even up to now, the king of Kasese is still in exile. He has not yet returned to his kingdom.
Oh,
the kingship of
he's not in the exile.
Omumbere
He's not in the exile.
But he's still in detention by the government.
That is not an exile.
Yeah, if a king is not in his kingship, that means that he exiled. You get my point?
No.
So if you talk about the security, and the king of a certain kingdom is not in his kingdom, that means that the security is missing something. Do you take it as a point that it is weakening the security of the even of the recent past? The LODU have been mistreating the population, and such kind of issues raising up and creating chaos in the public, and which is not the intention.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
First of all, the king of Kasese, I respect those leaders, because they are our traditional leaders, local leaders. I respect those people, and I think that the case is in court, so I wouldn't wish to interfere with the court sessions. But what I know, there is no one who is above the law, whether you are a king, even the president. So if you do something contrary to the law, then the law catches up with you. Okay? If this person does something that the law really doesn't accept, then he has to be apprehended.
But we didn't see the law catching Museveni.
But he was
for touching the recent 102 article.
He was not Museveni who touched the the 102B.
For amendment of the article 102B.
It was not Museveni.
All right, thank
you. Did Museveni really vote in the parliament?
But we saw Kadaga saying that he helped Museveni. So
I think if Kadaga was here, then you would ask that person, because I'm not a spokesperson of Kadaga. That is 1-2. Article 102 was amended by the parliamentarians, the people that the MPs that we vote, and I'm sure they cited out the reasons why they were amending that constitution.
But we all know that the legislature and the judiciary are now governed by the executive.
According to what?
Okay.
Basing
all
on
right.
what?
Thank you so much.
Because no, if you say that it is governed by the executive, you have to. We have three arms of government.
You know very good.
Okay.
Yes.
We have the executive, and the judiciary. Okay.
Yes.
So if you are saying that one is consumed in the other, then I don't get really and understand you. And the moderator, you need to be really balanced if you are to.
All right, I will go to another question, and this question goes to Mr. Katende as we close this topic and go to another topic. You have talked about that Museveni has failed to transfer power to maybe another power. Maybe he has his ambitions, like any other leader who is having ambitions to fulfill. So do you think, or do you at one time think that this can be one of the factors? Because we had him in the few past saying that his mission is 2040. Though I'm not God, but I which I think according to,
you see, readers, they are the millers of the society, or they are the millers of the state, any certain state. But the moment you see someone coming on air and start saying in the beginning that the problem of Africa is those leaders who overstay in power. He comes in power, he overstays. Then that leader, he tended to be lacking what we call integrity. And if the leader lacks that, he can do whatever he wants, because even in the eyes of the Lord, he fears nothing.
In your discussion,
you cannot describe that.
You see,
You are not.
In your discussion, I heard you praising Tanzania and so on and so on. But when Magufuli was coming in power, he said he only need 5 years to do or to change Tanzania. But now he's the person who is seeking the re-election to the power. And the same example you are giving us is the same example that you did.
Tanzania's constitution is different.
I'm just giving you as an example. I'm not going into deep to the
not
constitution.
Let him tell us how different is the
Tanzania's constitution is so different.
Was it changed
after 2 years, after 2 terms, you go. For Uganda, it is a different case, whereby before in the 1995 constitution, they made it clear that after 2 terms, you have to go. Because the president is greedy, he didn't allow it to happen. He did whatever he did, and then they changed the constitution. You see,
so
everything.
You don't need to
wait. Everything is possible. Everything,
this, and that's why the
everything is possible to a human being. But there is a certain extent whereby you think that no, for the good of my country, for the good of my people, I know I'm a good reader, but no, there is also someone there who is better than me.
All right.
Then you let yourself go, then you let the other one to come. But the moment you say, no, I'm going to be here, now you will come the time whereby you start denying the years you have. That you start to say, no, for me, I don't know when I was born, but my mother told me that I was born around this period.
All right, thank you so much.
How is that related to
Thank you so much, Mr. Katende. Our dear esteemed listeners, we appreciate the work you're doing for taking your ample time and listening to our discussion. I will take a little break. I send my regards to the people of Chambers, Chairman Imran, Launik, Janet. I send my regards to you, my people, who are doing a very great work out there. Jackie Apple, for the news that you're doing out there, that's very good thing, and I do really appreciate everything. The committee of We Are Uganda, remember we are giving you live from the headquarters of We Are Uganda, and let the message around the country and around the world. We are Uganda, your community, your connection. Thank you for listening to us. We are Uganda. And the 2 gentlemen right over here, it has been a very massive and a very special conversation right over here with Mr. Katende and Mr. Oribitunga. I think this discussion is not the last. I will have more of this, because you have left me with how do they call it in Mundesemo Mululu. I will have to invite you next time again and you visit us. Mr. Katende, you can give us your last word as we close the program for our dear listeners. Okay, before I say goodbye to our dear listeners, I would like to say this, that sometimes when people at very many times they can defend, they can say whatever they want, because for them they feel okay, because they are friends, they are in offices, good offices. But see, in some time, some people, even where the 3-girl child has been raped by a 50-year-old man, you find that the same people will also have reason to defend that. So, my friend, my colleague, Uganda, where it has reached, we've reached a moment whereby everyone in the country is experiencing how terrible, how bad the regime is. If something is bad, I would say so it's bad. Our dear listeners, let him withdraw that. There is no one who can support someone who has been raped. Let him withdraw that. Mr.
This
Katende,
is
can
not
you
the
withdraw
discussion
that?
we want to tolerate.
Mr. Katende,
We cannot tolerate that.
can you withdraw that?
Withdraw that. There is no one really.
Okay.
We have sisters, we have brothers. We really feel for those people. And we cannot accept that.
I'm not accusing him.
No, you are
because
saying those are the people who is
I'm making
find reasons.
assumptions.
It is
because
not an assumption.
I'm
If
so
you
worried
make
about
this
my
thing-
friend.
Mr.
This thing
Katende,
goes
can
on the
you
record.
withdraw?
Withdraw that. There is no one who can defend someone who has been raped.
Mr. Katende, can you
No
withdraw
one.
that?
No one. You have to withdraw it. You have to withdraw it.
Is defending someone?
No, you have to withdraw
Then
it.
if you are not defending someone,
No,
then
you
what's the
withdraw
problem?
it. Withdraw it.
All right.
Withdraw it.
Mr. Katende,
Okay.
Mr. Katende, are you ready to withdraw it or we proceed?
He has not left anyone, right? He has not left anyone, and there is no one has left,
But
and
that-
he's
that-
not
that
defending
is an
anyone here.
allegation.
But that was even none of the.
He's not defending anyone, right?
No, if you.
But I'm just making my assumption.
This
All
civil.
right. All right. Let's
This
close the
civil.
program, please. Can we close?
Our dear listeners, thank you for listening. Please continue watching. We have a lot.
Watching irrelevant things.
Take
yeah.
time.
What are they watching now when you are talking?
All right. Mr. Oribitunga, Katende, I think thank you so much for your closing words. Though you have failed to withdraw that word, it's not good in
If you are a
public.
moderator, then he should have withdrawn. That. He
He
just
has
can't
failed
let it
to
be.
withdraw, so I
There
cannot
is no
force him to
failure in
withdraw.
that. He has to. He has
All right,
to.
thank you so much, Mr.
Let him
Olivitunga.
finish. We
Mr.
shall
Olivitunga, can you give us your closing statement because the time is against us? Thank you so much. Other programs want to come.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. Before I conclude, I would wish to say this. If we are to discuss things really of national concern, let's have relevant issues to talk about. If you are condemning something, condemn it in you cannot stand and start giving irrelevant issues and you think that's how you will win. No, that is not how people win. If you are anticipating for something or giving out a point, give it without choosing things that you even don't have confidence of.
I know.
So
I saw you.
I think I've given you time and it is. So
please close.
My
we are against time, please. Time is against us.
Lastly, I want to thank the moderator and dear listeners and my colleague for having been patient with us. And I really wish to have more of this, but if we can polish a bit, because it is a bit really still down. If we are to discuss issues that will help us all, then let's come with facts, not just a matter of criticizing. Even what you are criticizing is not there. You just want to put things on.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'm
Mr.
sorry,
Obutu,
but I had you
for listening to us, our program, and I'm really glad for this program. Don't forget to subscribe down there and leave a comment. Also, like our Facebook page, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Or these channels you'll be getting our updates every day. Remember, this program is every Tuesday, and we are giving you live from the headquarters of We Are Uganda. We bring to you different discussants, and I'm very sure very soon we are bringing you the musician Naila Haiti, the one who sang for you in Ndolobondo. He's coming very soon in the studios of We Are Uganda. I sign out. I'm Joseph Winner, who has been the host of this program, and I'm really glad that you have given us your ample time to listen to us. And whichever that you are doing out there, I wish you well, and may the good Lord bless you for the work you're doing there. Thank you so much. See you next time.
The way you dance, girl, the way you make me feel, the way you shake your way, the way your eyes rotate. The way you dance, girl, the way you make me feel,